Space movies are yay. This movie, meh. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. So today we're reviewing the film Voyagers, which is going to be in theaters April 9th. Now, yeah, I love a good space movie. Many of them. But this one just was a big bowl of meh. Big bowl of it. Because, I mean, I'll get into it, obviously, but like, I just wasn't entertained. I really wasn't. But so what's happening in this film is that you have a group of young men and women who are astronauts who are bred for intelligence and obedience, and they embark on this expedition to find a new planet to colonize. Yeah, Earth is dying again and it needs somewhere to go. It's going to take them 3 generations to get there. So therefore, this generation that's actually on this vessel, they discover some secrets about this mission. Once they reveal them and expose it to the other members, it pretty much opens a can of chaos, turmoil, and dysfunction. So will they be able to all stay on the same page in order to fulfill this mission, or will it all go up and boom? So that's essentially what's happening in this film. I do think the premise is cool. Quite frankly, I loved everything about the advertisement promotion with this film. I thought the trailer was dope. I loved the posters. I loved like the neon colors and all that other good stuff. I thought it was all dope. But like, again, this film was just really meant to me. Like, it was super boring in the beginning, very slow start. But it did eventually have some intense scenes in action, but overall, I just wasn't entertained. And I think it's mostly because this film is directed towards the young adult audience, and that's fine. You know, if it's for them, then it should be catered to them. And it should be pleasing to them and not for me. And it is what it is. It is PG-13. And like, to be honest, this film is pretty much a mixture of the movie Passengers, the movie Life, and maybe like Divergent. I don't know. But like, yeah, it's definitely catered towards that teenage audience. Now, here's the one thing about it that I found the biggest correlation to this. This film is essentially like when kids first go to college, that freshman year, on all accounts. Because, like, you could have some of the smartest people who graduate at the top of their class and whatnot. But as soon as they get from under that parental shield, they just become a whole new person. That's essentially what happens here. Like, once these kids lose some parental guidance going on, they become irresponsible. They're not knowing right from wrong. They're thinking they're grown and they're not. They forming cliques. Hormones is all a booming. And like, so many things are just very cliche to it. Like, for real. And like, I think that's a factor that will really make the young adult audience connect with this film, is because they're going to kind of connect with the idea of what would they do if they were out on their own. The idea of, responsibility and their perception of it, the rebellion factor, all these sort of things that we all been through one time in our life. And I think that's where they're going to kind of find some peace in this, but whatever it may be. With that being said, too, with it being a science fiction film, I thought I didn't have any issues with the aesthetics of this. The visuals were good, the effects were good. I thought the score, which had this little, like, this kind of mysterious score, as you would expect, I thought it all went together really well. And again, like, there was like a few, maybe like 2 intense scenes. But other than that, it was just a big bowl of meh to me. Like, it really didn't do enough for me to really be entertained. It started off slow, and I understand it had to build, but I just wasn't overall entertained. Now, the cast here, you have Colin Farrell, and then you have an abundance of young talent who's, really growing in their career, which also I think caters to the young adult audience, because they're seeing people that they watched when they were younger, that were young now growing up as well too. That will also be another draw. And I thought that the casting was definitely very solid, without a doubt. But I just don't think they had enough to work with here, and it is what it is. They're also leaving the door open for a sequel, and I'm very okay without it. Very much okay without it, to be honest. So But you know, other than that, you know, if this movie calls to you, then check it out. By all means, I think the teenage crew would definitely be excited to get back in theaters to be able to see this, and young adult crew and whatnot. But if it don't, then it don't. But if it do, then check it out. And, you know, make your own opinion, make your own assessment. Maybe you find more entertainment factor than I did. But overall, I was pretty much bored. You know, I thought I was going to get more. I didn't have any expectations, but other than that, I just was definitely hoping I would be just a little bit more entertained by this. So, but anyway, this is Voyagers. This is going to be releasing in theaters April 9th. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this film. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews. Big gold bell.